So, I always start off my videos with so? I feel like I do. Okay, so I was reading a post from a friend of mine on my timeline, and the question she asked was, "How do you women?" She's asking the question to women, find a soft life for yourself. And if you've watched my video where I talk about the notion of femininity and it being something really internal, the soft life thing goes along with it, right? So the notion is thought that the soft life comes from something somebody externally does for you. Man paying bills, man allowing you to cry, all these types of things. But the question was posed to women: how do you create soft life for yourself? And I'm like, you know what? I never thought about that as a question because, women were socialized to like independence is somehow masculine when it's just adulthood. And having a soft life has to be created by somebody else. So I really, really thought about like, how do I walk in my femininity in a way that I have created a soft life for myself? And I gave her 3 responses. Number 1, skincare. Skincare is a really big deal for me because I didn't spend a lot of time on it. It was one of those things where I would wash my face with a hot rag and, make sure I had lotion and sunscreen if I needed it, because I have a good deal of European in me. And that was about it. But when I went into an entire routine of skincare, when it was not just my face, it was literally my scalp, my hands, my feet, making sure my skin was heavily moisturized and just feeling good and soft, that made me feel soft as a woman. It was a very I don't know. It was just something about taking care of my skin that made me feel soft and calm and just, I don't know why. I just know it was something that helped me create a soft life for myself. It was taking care of my skin. Number 2 was something very, very important. I decided to not yell at my co-parents. I can have a discussion with them without being belligerent, without being condescending. That was my thing, being condescending, without being manipulative, which I've never really done. It's really the condescending part that was the thing, or passive aggressive. That was something I've had a PhD in that. But I really committed to not screaming at my co-parents and being very empathetic in my dealings with them. So that included when I'm wrong, simply apologizing, and instead of being defensive. And to learn to do that, I had to unlearn certain things in therapy. So it wasn't just one day I just jumped up and started doing this. It was literally learning that everything isn't about me, and that my co-parents have lives too. And I have to look at this from, okay, am I asking for something that puts them in dire straits? And, how does that make them feel? Because at the end of the day, I want them to succeed too. It's never I want them to fail so that I can grow. Not at all, because we still have children to raise. And my children need both of their parents to do that. So not yelling at my co-parents, that was number 2. Number 3, huge, huge, huge one. I stopped ripping and running. The notion of ripping and running, I think, has been so embedded in us as a people. And this isn't even just a female thing, but as a people, that we think if we're not moving quickly to do something, we're not progressive, we're not productive. So I stopped ripping and running. If it took me longer to do something, it just took me longer. If it took me longer to get there, I'll get there. If it took me longer to produce something, it just took me longer. And that's okay. And being comfortable in being okay with having a little more patience helped me not be as stressed out about things. So I tell people, I don't rip and run, I float and glide. I'll get there when I get there. Whatever will be, will be. And at the end of the day, I've created a space for myself to be softer. So, ladies, I don't know if this helps. Hope it does. In the comments, tell me how you create a soft life for yourself. Thanks.